came on just a little early to make sure that you could see everything all right. Okay? And I hope that you can. I'm just going to bring up a deal so I can see the comments, and we'll get going. There we go. Make sure I got the volume all the way down on that, or you're going to be able to hear all of the noise behind me. Just let me jump in and welcome everyone. Whoops. There we go. So how's everyone? Everyone ready for the holidays? Hi, Dawn. Hi, Lynette. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, guys. I'm so glad you had the opportunity to stop by. Tonight we're going to be making a Valentine's. First, I'd like to ask, can you see everything okay on my table? You know, I've had a lot of difficulties. I've got someone coming out to reevaluate my situation on the 27th of December, guys. So, absolutely not. So, is it, what's going on to where you can't see it? Oh, gotcha. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and roll with this. So what we're doing is we're making a Valentine's. I know it's still Christmas, but Valentine's is part of winter too. So we're doing this sign right here, forever and always. This is a sign I picked up last year. It's a little 8x8 sign. I thought it was a very cute saying, and you can do a lot of different things with this and not have to do a theme. You can throw in different types of ribbon and everything. That was for Christmas. I hear you. So anyway, this is the sign we're going to go off of today. So I've got a 15-inch elevated wreath form. Let me set this over here. And it came with 18 ties on it. These are some I had left from Christmas, and so I'm going to use them. It has 10 ties on the outside and 8 on the inside. So I thought, let's use it for Valentine's. Valentine's is a little sparkly holiday also. So, we're going to be using 2 different colors of mesh tonight. I have chosen this really pretty pink that's got a little bit of metallic in it. Okay, pink with metallic, and then some gray with metallic. You know, gray's the rage right now, so we're going to be putting the pink and gray together and sort of do it that way. So I cut these pieces to 32 inches long, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn under the edge, and I am going to do a ruffle. So when I do my ruffle, all I'm doing is my thumbs right here is a dam, and I'm pushing with them and I'm pulling back with my fingers until I get to the other end, and I'm just going to let it fold under by itself. And this is how I'm going to lay it in. I'm going to lay it in going the direction around the wreath form. Okay? I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their day to stop by this afternoon. It means the world to me. So we're going to do the gray the same way. I did cut this mesh with a rotary cutter. So this gray is not quite as stiff. So when you get one that's not quite as stiff, it has a tendency to fray a little bit more. But that I just fold it under, and that seems to help it out and lay that edge to the back side. And I'm going to come over here and butt it right up next to this other one. Okay. And this pink and gray is going to look luscious together. I think it is. And I'm spreading them apart like so. But doesn't that look nice together, that pink with that gray? And like I said, I cut these 32 inches long. Some people prefer to cut this type of mesh with the wood burning tool. I have, but I feel that it does help decrease some of the fray if that's the way you like to do it. I do it on occasions, but turning it under usually will help it as long as you're putting it to the back of it. You could always do a woodland ruffle and roll it under a couple of times, and that helps put that frayed edge, or the edge, the cut edge, on the inside. So I just fold it under, and this is being folded under about 1.5 inches to 2 inches, guys. So I'm holding my thumbs at the back, just doing like if you had a rubbing board to do laundry on, up and down with your fingers. Making sure I butt them. Crisscross them here if you like. That's all personal preference, guys. We've got some really pretty ribbons, and we're only going to be using 1.5 inch ribbons. So that makes this wreath a little bit more reasonable when you're putting multiple ribbons in something. They're not quite as expensive as the 2.5, but I wanted this mesh to be seen. I wanted it to be seen and not covered up with ribbons. I wanted the ribbons to hold as a decoration to the wreath. And that's why I did that. Okay. This is already taking shape. It's going to be a big size wreath. It'll probably be about 25 inches when we get done with working with this large of a frame. Let's get that little sucker. It wanted to curl up, didn't it? For y'all that don't know me, my name is Carol, and thanks for jumping on, guys. I've been doing tutorials and all on Facebook for quite a while, and I'm live over there every Monday and Saturday night at 7 Central, and I upload quite a few of my videos over here, but I wanted to make it to where we could do a lot of different things over here also. So I started going live. I haven't done very many over here so far. So spread the word, guys, spread the word. I do just do individual tutorials and put them up over here. I've got some planned for after the first of the year. I've just been a little bit swamped right now, trying to get all the Christmas put up. So where is everybody watching from? I live in Del Rio, Texas. That's Southwest Texas. I'm right on I'm a border town to Mexico. If you like to put something heavy on your mesh to keep it from going all wonky on you, I put my scissors, or I've got this little rock that I got at the Dollar Tree a long time ago, and that really helps me, especially with this mesh here. Like I said, even though it's a similar mesh, it's just a little bit different in weight. Georgia, welcome, Georgia. Are y'all getting some cold weather? I tell you, it's cold here one day, then hot the next. My head doesn't know which way to go. The allergies. Chester, New York. North of New York City. Awesome. Northern Virginia. Awesome. Quite a variety. Pretty much the same there. Cold, a little front will move in and it'll get cold, and then next day or two it warms up. I went to a town one morning this last week and I left my house. It was 40 something degrees outside. So I put on a long sleeve shirt and long pants. I should have known better. I should have asked my husband, the weatherman, what it was going to do, but I didn't. And before I got out of town, before I got home, it turned to 91 degrees. And ditto there. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. 91 degrees. Now, that's very common for us during the summer. 91 up to 114. But to be basically fall, going into winter, yeah, not so much. Got a string there. I'm just going to pull it. It's going to come right out. There we go. So this is what we've done on the outside. Isn't that adorable? This gray, it's a sort of a grayish looking, silver looking. I think because the metallic in it's silver. Man, that's pretty. So now we're going to go to the inside. Let me pull these two apart. I like to go ahead and open my ties up, whether I'm doing a live or if I'm just working here at the house by myself. Yeah. So this way I don't get it caught up in the mesh and all that kind of stuff. Now it's just going to be me and my husband for Christmas this year, which is fine. My grandkids are older, and my grandson plays sports. They live in Carlsbad, New Mexico, and he plays sports. And they switched over from football to start up baseball practice. So my daughter isn't for sure what all is going to go on there. Her husband's having to work this year. So it's just going to be us. That means I get more pie, right? More pie. Like I need it. Just pulling this to the side. Pulling it tight. And I just twist these ties like this one time. On the inside, I like to take my mesh, pull it away from the bottom and put it up, and this one to the side here, and try to make that down there look like a flower also. And that's pretty. Pink for Valentine's. Your favorite? Yeah. I'm a pink girl. I love pink is my signature color, like they say on Steel Magnolias. I love that show. It's one of my favorites. Same way, just keep pulling and pulling them apart. The least you mess with it, the better you're going to have an outcome of your mesh frame, guys. So I try to leave it alone as much as possible. See, this one's getting down to where it's real curly. So if you needed to, you could put a rock, a pair of scissors, and it's just a little bit more manageable when you go to ruffle it. To keep it in the center. If you have problems with your hand and you have a bow maker, you can use it to help you ruffle with. I have arthritis in mine, but the repetitive movements, it hurts sometimes, but it keeps my fingers pretty limber also. Well, that one went flying. There we go. So everyone's got their Christmas ball wrapped, all that good stuff. Pull that around. Let me get this piece right here that I dropped. I'm on a pretty big stool. No. Mine's gotten, well, I guess as the kids grow up and they have kids and the grandkids grow up, I guess it gets a lot easier. A lot easier, it's sad, but because I love to watch the kids when they were young. Just their eyes light up over everything. Oh, cool. That's going to be awesome. So how many do you have to make? Oops, we got a straggler there. One right there. Let's get that. See if that one flies off also. Sorry about that noise. My fan's running and it's stifling hot in here right now if it's not on. I didn't want to turn the air conditioner back on today. That's another thing about the weather turning cold, hot, cold, hot. You don't know what to leave it on. 10. Oh my goodness. Well, I bet you're busy. So I'm taking it, school's not out yet. School must be out because I had to hear because I ran to town today and there was kids all over the place. Excuse me. And it was earlier in the day before like time for kids to get out of school. Okay, this is the last piece, guys. Just gonna pull this one to the side, hold it, pull this one over here, and put this down in here together. Here we go. Gosh, that's pretty colors. Very pretty. Okay, let's get that one. Get this one butted up. there. And that's what we've got with that gray and that pink. I think that's gorgeous. Okay. So the ribbons I've chosen, and my favorite is I've chosen this leopard. Isn't that sticking adorable? I love that leopard. It's got black and a little bit of goldish brown. And then I chose a pink that's got like it's not really a snowball, but it's the decorative edge for it. And then I chose a hot pink, also with hot pink stripes. And this has got that really pretty pink glitter in it next week. And then we're just going to put a solid gray in it. And these are all 1.5 inch ribbons, and I cut these to 13 inches. So I am pairing the solid hot pink and the leopard together. I'm just going to fold them in half, ruffle them up, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put it straight down in my tie. And right now I'm going to leave this tie here, but then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to crisscross these on the bottom. They're 1.5 inch ribbons. You get to see more of the ribbon. Let me show you. But you can still see a lot of the mesh. Then on the gray one, we're going to do this gorgeous glittered hot pink and white with the solid gray. I could have chose to alternate them a different way. I didn't even really think about it, to tell you the truth. Either way, they're going to look stunning. And I yank on mine pretty hard to where I can get them to where they're actually doing an X. And this is what they look like side by side. "13 inches, whoops. And all I'm doing is folding them in half to find my center point, guys. Okay. I put them all the way down into that tie and tie it up. I twist that tie about 3 times. Then I sort of just pull these up in the middle so it doesn't get in my way. I love this stinking pink one with that decoration around the edge. I don't even know where I got that ribbon. I found it when I was going through some stuff today. The only sad thing about it is I only had one roll and it only had 25 feet on it. And it's a celebrity ribbon, and I can't remember who puts out celebrity. Hi, Tanisha. I think Valentine's ribbon should be, the mesh and all should really shine through the ribbon. That one didn't snug down good. There we go. Now let's pull it. There. Just pushing it down there, holding it down with one finger, then I take my ties and twist it. This is, you're going to have a little bit of ribbon all over the place, and I like that idea. and I love the gray. And if it has to do with leopard or cheetah, I'm into. It's been really popular. One of the colors I'm really looking forward for Easter is mint. Mint's going to be popular. Mint with gray, mint with pink. Just continuing to fold these in half, making it all the way around that wreath. If y'all have got questions, just throw them out there. I'll answer them if I can. You guys that craft, you know that supplies have gone up so much. It's just sad. But hopefully, by the time the first of the year rolls around, I'll have a good camera set up. I live way out in the country, and that's what my difficulty is. Hi, Vanetta. Thank you. Thank you very much. So anyway, and it has its challenges. You know, no cable, like for TV or anything. It runs on satellite. Internet runs on satellite, which is really slow. Volume, FYI, is it, am I too loud? What's going on? I'm not understanding your statement. So anyway, like I said, I live way out in the country. So streaming has been a huge issue. But I think I found something that's really going to help me. And they're going to come be checking it out on the 27th of December. It's like a little bit of a late Christmas present. Okay, thank you. I mean, I don't know what I can do about the volume besides that person on their end turn it down or turn it up, you know. I could try. All right, guys, we've gotten all the way around the outside of this with these really pretty ribbons here. So, and now we're going to continue to the inside. We're going to use the same ribbon combinations. So let's just start here. It's a good place. And here's where you can see what, like I pull these up to get them out of my way. Then I crisscross them. And I pull them pretty tight. There we go. Make them look like a little flower. Presents are always nice. Yes, they are. Yes, and this will be a huge one for me. If they can do what they say they think they can do, this would be huge. Stuck. There we go. We're just moving on around, guys. You know, as we get older, we really, you know, it's like me and my husband, you know, it's not like, well, what do you want for Christmas or this or that? It's like, you know, if we need something, we get it. And we're, you know, after so many years, you usually have just about everything you want or need. It's not to say we don't ever want something. New car. If you asked him, he'd say, oh, Corvette. And I'm like, yeah. Right. Told him he's already hit the midlife crisis. He should have asked for that years ago. There we go. That one wrapped around pretty good. I have a blush pink gnome that I'm wanting to do a Valentine's with. I think it will be awesome. It's blush pink and gray, by the way. And I didn't even get it this year. I've had it since last year. But I thought these colors here would have just need more mesh and ribbons. Yes, that's always a truth right there. More ribbons, ribbons, and ribbons. Very true. And I love embellishments and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, we've nearly made it all the way around, guys. Get that out of my way. I am loving. I'm gonna have to see if I can't get on Google and find out where I got this hot pink ribbon with the little embroidery border on it. That is just cute. Last set of ribbons. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, so there it is with all of our pretty ribbons on it. So let's bring our sign back over here. And we're gonna put it over to one side. So let's put our mounts on it. So what I do is, this is a wood sign, and it's actually got a frame around it also. When I buy anything like this, I use some clear coat on it. I take it and I spray it just to make sure it's an extra waterproof or outdoor proof if someone wants to put it outside. So look down here, And how we're going to do this is I'm going to get my glue gun, and I'm just going to put a dab right here on each side. Then I'm going to take pipe cleaners and I'm going to lay it right there. Lay this one. Okay, hold your ears, guys. I'm going to staple this right over where that glue was. And here too. These are a 1/4 inch staplers, or staples, I should say. Put it down the wrong way. Here we go again, guys. And one more time. Okay. If they don't go in, really well, you can take a hammer or here we go. Okay. Then I go back over the top of that staple. Just a little added precaution. It's, if you look in the paint department, like at Lowe's, Home Depot, or whatever, you'll see it. It's, you can either use Glidden or, I can't think of the other, Rust-Oleum, and it's clear coat. It's a clear coat, and you can get it in a satin, matte, or glossy finish. And I like to use a matte finish or the semi-glossy or satin, because I think the gloss is just a little bit too high shine. So I like to put just to spray it down, and usually I put 2 coats on it. I usually put 2 coats. Okay, let me set this over here. Let that glue finish while we make us a bow, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the same ribbons as we used before on the outside of it. The difference is that we're going to put 3 bows on it. Okay, you have some mint, awesome. That will look fantastic. That mint and pink will look awesome come you know, it would make a beautiful Valentine's too, because there's no rules. So I use a Deluxe Easy Bow, and it's got the measurements on the top, and if you look down, when you're creating, right down here. Okay, so I'm going to bring this tail out here to just the 7, and I'm going to twist it. And when I twist my bows, I do a very tight twist, and I'm going to bring that one up. And I'm going to come out here, and I'm just going to go a little bit over the 5. Going to do another tight twist. A little bit over the 5. And then I'm going to push it all down. And then I'm going to bring this out here towards me. So since this tail was up, I want to go ahead and put this one. And this is what I call by putting your loops in the places that you want them, and keep them fluff while you're making a bow. Now we're going to bring in the gray. Gonna measure it out to the 7 again. Okay. Pull some of it out. Twist it tight. Pull this one down in front of you. A little bit over the 5. We're going to use the same exact measurements. And pull this one down towards us. So this one is going to go down a little bit too much. And that one's going to go over to the top. And all we're basically making is a big X, guys. It's just that you can see the ribbon at different angles, and you can see it from above, which means you can see it straight on. Okay? Now we're going to take this gorgeous pink that I'm going to have to research. So every time I do one, I put this tail in opposite directions. My first one. This time we're going to go down to a little bit over the 4-ish, something like that. Okay. Tight twist. We're still going to sort of go up with it. Sometimes the loops have a mind of their own. I just let them. Because there's not much you can do about it. Get rough with it. Okay. So we're going to go the same one here. Push it down. Pull our ribbon down to the bottom and cut it off. Here we go. Okay. I'm just making sure that I've got these where I want them. Now let's bring in our little leopard. I just love this. Okay. Same thing, 7. We're going to come down with it. So if we come down with it, we're going to make this one a 4-2. We're going to place this one pointing down. And that's a 4. This one will go up. And our tail is going to go up. This makes a more rounded bow. Here we go. We're going to cut it off. From Michael's. Oh, really? Gosh, that'll be a long time. God, you know, I don't have any Michael's or Hobby Lobby close to me, so I'll have to look. Because they do online, too. Woo-woo. Okay. So I like to turn my bow maker up and down. I'm going to take 2 pink pipe cleaners, and I'm going to twist them together. I like mine extra long. I need to buy some 20-inch ones, but I haven't. So I'm going to basically just hold onto a dowel while I push this up, put my 2 fingers under it on each side of the dowel. Yeah, I've got them all. Make sure you got them all. And I just pull it off, which this isn't a whole lot of ribbon here. So it comes out in between your fingers, and I just take it, pull it real tight, start a twist, take my bow, and twist it. Just remember, don't twist it too many times because you can break your wire. Then what I like to do is I go to the first ribbon I put in on the tails, and the second one, and the third one. And sometimes you have to go all the way down in here to where that pipe cleaner is, or if you use a zip tie, and make sure you turn it. Okay? Then I just sort of flip it around and do the same thing. Then I do the bows, so they should be opposite each other. Then the pink ones. this is catching on glitter. There we go. Okay, so what I did is we made this one. We're not going to trim our tails yet. Before I came on, I went ahead and made 2 more just like it. Exactly just like it, okay? So, let's just find a spot, and this is going to be our spot here. And I'm just going to cut these off so that we can have a room for our sign, okay? And I'm just bending them over down in there. Let's take our sign. I want to pull as much ribbon as I can out from under it. Of course, it would be my leopard. And I think that's going to be fantastic right there. Okay. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to feed it down, right down in to where the wire is on the frame. Go through the mesh and everything. If I can get my little chubby finger up in there. You don't want to pull it down too hard because you really don't want to smash your beautiful mesh. You wrap it around there one more time just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Then I'll clean my back up later. Okay, I like to go from one to the other. And you can also use what's called a weaving needle. This is like for crafts, yarn, crochet. It helps pull your pipe cleaner down through there really nicely. Okay, let's do it right here. Also, just helps a whole lot to get it down in there. I've got some long ones and I've got some short ones. You can get them from Walmart. You can get them off of Amazon. Here we go. Now let's get our last one in. And let's put these gorgeous bows on there. Get this one wrapped around it. Okay. It's on there really well. You can take your mesh, make sure you've got your ribbons. Okay. You can move them around. We can fluff those in a minute. So now what we're going to do is I've got the sign basically in the middle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one off up here at the top and bend it over. Going around the top of it. If you only wanted to put one bow on it, that would be fine. I thought this would look darling with it lined in a bows on this side. Okay. So I'm just going to pick a bow, doesn't really matter which one. And what I'm going to do is I've got my sign right here. So I've got this whole part right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one bow up here at the top, one right here, and one over here in the middle. So I'm just going to bring my two pipe cleaners together. See, and I already, oh, there it is. I'm going to take this little weaving needle, and what I'm doing is I'm putting both pipe cleaners down in it and bending it over, okay? So I want it to be like that right there. So I'm going to go through the mesh and everything, turn it around. I grab mine by the loops and sort of rotate it, rock it, and pull all of the stuff, the tails and the loops, okay? Let's take it off of that. I'm going to pull it down, but I don't want to sink it. And I'm going to twist it and make sure it's tied to the frame, okay? So now we're going to turn it around to where we can see directly in front of it. We're going to take another one and we're going to do it the same way. Straight down through everything. Pull on our little tails. I didn't get that very tight right there. There we go. I messed up, guys. Okay. Now, let's take the other one. Right here. And I'm going to put it as best I can right here in the middle. Let's see if this looks good. And I believe it does. we're going to tie it off to the frame also. Get up under there. Okay. And twist it. The ribbon will need fluffed after all of this. So what I do is I just take my loops and make sure, because we already put them in place. So we've got gray ones. Where's our pretty little, there they are. And our pink ones. One, it's to fluff them out. Here we go. So now let's go around it and let's trim up these tails, okay? I like my tails on any type of a bow I do similar to this to be long and short, okay? I don't want my tails, especially around the perimeter of it, to outshine my ribbons that I put there because we put them there for a reason, okay? So we've got those. So now let's do these. Here's one. And we should have a pink one. There it is. Okay, now let's do this middle one. Find all of our tails. And that's pretty. Let's dig in here and find this one. There's just a gray one. That other one that's a little long. Little pink one. There it is. I couldn't figure out where it had gone to. Okay. 1, 2. Missing a tail. There's a loop. There's a loop. Tail. Okay. See, it sort of ran off to the other side. They hide on you guys. Oh, I haven't yet. I have been looking and looking. I haven't forgotten you. The one made out of the candy canes. If I don't, I just need to get some of my candy canes down and see what I can come up with. But no, ma'am, I haven't forgot about you. So that's, and I'll sort of move these around. I wasn't for sure. Yeah, I'll probably move them out that direction, and these the other ones. I found these. These are too light. And these are a little bit better. These were in my stash from last year. Either the Dollar General, the Dollar Tree. I'm not for sure. And they're on a little stick. And you can cut them off. Take your ties. So let's go ahead and move our ribbon where we want it. I'm going to make it come all the way out here so we can still see it really nice and pretty. You can take this tie, put your finger in there, and then just bend your wires inside it to make like a loop. Okay? Then what I do is I fold that loop over. I take a little bit of hot glue and put it on my stick, and then I go directly into that loop. And you can do this throughout your wreath just to give it a little bit more of that Valentine's look there. And I'll probably do this here and there. Do one right here. If the ties are too long, cut them off some. I think they're cute being silver. Yeah. That one didn't look too nice. Just some more glue on it. So I'm not putting glue on anything except for the stick. And I'm pulling these back apart. And it just fits right up in that that tie. And then I smash the tie up and around it to make sure it grabs really nice. Okay? And I also found some of this color. And I think this color will look really nice. And it's a solid. So let's try putting one of these in it. Let's take, we cut this tie off a little bit right here. Let's pull it down. Let me put some glue on it. Let me spread that apart. There I go. I'm going to lay it right there until that glue sets in. And then I can finish twisting that. Right now, if I touch it, I burn my little fingers. My little chubby fingers. Oh, really? Thank you. I have a Valentine's wreath. You should make you one. But you can go around sporadically and put as many of these in as you want. Some people glue them right into the mesh. I'm not one of those. It's just my thing. I like to have them on the ties. I guess it's just an extra little security for me, I guess. But hey. But I'll continue to do that. I've got some other ones. I found some red ones too. Decorated up. I'll post the picture of it with my thumbnail of the video if you ever want to go back and watch it again. But right here is our finished design. And I think it looks darling. So, so darling. Okay. So I will be live. Oh, the reindeer. Oh, yeah. On Pinterest. Okay, let me see what I can, if I can see it, then I'll know. Okay, I'll look on Pinterest. Cool. Okay. So I'll be back next Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, guys. That's Texas time, God's country, you know. I'm just kidding. And if you get a chance, jump over on Facebook. I'm live there every Monday and Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. So I want to thank you all for jumping on and joining me. Y'all have a very, very Merry Christmas. I should be live next week before it happens, but if not, I'm saying it now. As far as I know, I'm not skipping out on nothing. And I will go and look at that reindeer as soon as I get off this live. Okay? Bye-bye. God bless. And y'all stay safe.